Good afternoon, everyone. This is County Executive Pat Ryan. It is, what day is it today? It is October 7th, Thursday, October 7th. Cannot believe how quickly time is flying. I hope you're enjoying what turned into a beautiful fall day here in Ulster County. Should be a relatively straightforward and quick update today on the situation with COVID-19. I'll start with the metrics. I'm going to talk a little bit about vaccines, testing, and booster shots, and then we will get on with the day. So at the high level, continued encouraging positive news about the state of COVID-19, particularly the Delta variant in Ulster County. Looking at pretty much all of the metrics, we continue to see a slow but clear downward trend in all of the metrics in a good way, and an upward trend in the metric we most care about, which is our vaccination progress. So I'm going to break those numbers down one level deeper now. Active cases in Ulster County are at 301. It's up just a little bit from last week, but essentially we've held now at a new lower plateau of around 300 active cases in the county and continuing to do so. The new positivity rate has hovered around the same. It's 2.8%. Today, it's been hovering around between 2.5% and 3%, still higher than we would like, but much lower than it was a month and 6 to 8 weeks ago when we were up at 5-6% plus. Hospitalizations, thankfully, are trending down. We're currently at 9 hospitalized in Ulster County, which is down slightly from last week when we were at 11. And 2 of those hospitalized, though, are in the ICU. Fatalities, we did have 1 additional fatality, unfortunately, bringing us to 281 Ulster County residents that we've lost to COVID-19. So that trend and that loss continues. And to the family of that resident we lost, we send our love and our condolences and our thoughts. Breakthrough cases in the county remain very, very low. Since we started tracking them in April, we've had 1,101 total breakthrough cases, which is less than 0.8% of all vaccinated. So again, I think this is the most important statistic in terms of validating the efficacy and importance of vaccines. Of the 120, almost 130,000 residents vaccinated, only 1,100 have had breakthrough cases. Again, well under 1% have had breakthrough cases of our entire vaccinated population. Our vaccination rate, we're continuing to see upward progress. We are currently in Ulster County at 82.2% vaccination rate for adults 18 and up, and 72% of all residents of all ages, which is, again, we want to keep pushing that, but puts us towards the front of the pack in the state, and certainly at the front of the pack nationally. But I want us to keep really pushing forward on that. We know widespread vaccination is our only path out of this, and particularly our path to avoid the potential emergence of another variant that could be more resistant to vaccines. We've got to stay and get ahead of that really risk. In terms of our efforts to that end, to continue to push forward with vaccinations, we are still running and delivering our at-home vaccination service. So if for some reason you're not able to get to our county pod at the Hudson Valley Mall, to pharmacies and doctors and other providers across the county that are out there, we will come to you. So you can go online at vaccinateulster.com and sign up for that. I also want to thank our partners at the O Positive Festival, which is coming up this weekend. We'll be hosting a mobile vaccination pod on Saturday as part of the O Positive Festival, Saturday 1 to 5 p.m. at People's Place. And of course, thanks to People's Place, who have been great partners in our vaccination efforts and our food delivery efforts and all the other great work that they are doing. And we'll continue to get creative, to work with our school districts as we've been doing for our young people, to work with community partners and events that are happening. If you're out there and have an event coming up and want to partner with us to get folks vaccinated, we would be thrilled to do that. And you can reach out to us on that subject. Testing. Of course, it's critical that we continue to maintain our ability to have a robust testing infrastructure in the county for all residents, in particular for our schools and our major employers. So I wanted to share some updates there. Our total testing volume in the county is still at or near record highs. For example, in the last 24 hours, we tested 1,120 residents, which is pretty close to an all-time high for us. So we're continuing to do everything we can to make testing available and accessible. To that end, we have been running a very successful testing program for our Ulster County workforce, about 1,350 employees. We're in the 9th week of that. We've conducted over 1,600 total tests of our county workforce, and have in all those tests found 4 asymptomatic positives among our workforce, which we're glad was a low number, number one, and number two, allowed us to quickly identify those folks to get them quarantined and their health taken care of, and to prevent the spread more widely. So that, I think, is a great model for what we are asking other businesses and organizations to do, what we're asking schools to do. We use that testing infrastructure to really make sure that we're proactively leaning forward, detecting cases if and when they emerge, isolating them and containing them, and stopping ultimately the spread of the Delta variant, which we know is much more contagious. Our school testing program, thanks to all of our partners in our 9 school districts in the county, is going well. We're in week 3 of that, working with Village Apothecary, with Neil and team, as well as Institute for Family Health and other partners, to make sure that both teachers, especially those that are unvaccinated, as well as students who opt in, are able to be tested, and doing that same method of trying to early flag emergence of COVID and keep our schools open and do so safely. So thank you to everyone that's a part of that, from our school leaders to teachers and staff, as well as, of course, parents and students that are working to that end. We have seen across the country, as more and more people are wanting to be tested, which is great, some challenge points and friction points in our testing infrastructure and testing systems. So I wanted to share a positive announcement to that end, to make sure that it is easier and more accessible, and that there's no cost for PCR testing here, PCR diagnostic testing in Ulster County. Working with our partners at WMC Health Alliance, we are able to announce today that there is a more availability and a new online system to get PCR tests at the Grand Street testing site right in Midtown Kingston. This will mean same-day appointments for PCR testing in the county, an online appointment system, which I'll share the link for in a moment, and critically, if you're insured, it will guarantee no copay, and if you are uninsured, there is no cost to go to that Grand Street site. So regardless of who you are and where you're coming from and your status as it relates to insurance, you can get a PCR test same day with an online appointment here in Ulster County in Midtown Kingston. I want to thank Westchester Medical and Health Alliance for standing that up at their Grand Street site. The link for that, which we can also post online, I'll read it out. It is www.labfinder.com/WMC Health. That's the direct link. We also have that posted on our county COVID dashboard, as well as, of course, on the WMC site. So again, for those of you looking for PCR tests, that is an area that a direction that we want to point you to. If you have any questions about vaccinations, about testing, about any other COVID needs or other needs, you can always call our Recovery Service Center, which the phone number for that is 845-443-8888. And they can answer specific questions about where to get tested, where to get vaccines, and what different resources are available. So thank you to our team manning the Recovery Service Center. Finally, I wanted to just provide a few updates on our boosters. As you all know, we sent out an email to several tens of thousands of you last week with details about our booster program. At this point, it is just for the Pfizer vaccine. However, We know that Moderna and J&J are going through the federal and state approval processes, so we anticipate that boosters will be available for them in the coming weeks. We held our first Ulster County booster pod site last Friday. We vaccinated 275 folks there and delivered 275 booster shots. And then tomorrow, Friday, October 8th, will be our second booster pod. That will be at the Hudson Valley Mall site from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's tomorrow, Friday. We still have about 300 or so appointments available. So if you're out there and you're eligible, meaning you received your first 2 shots of Pfizer at least 6 months ago, and you meet very broad eligibility criteria otherwise, which is going to be 90+% of you all, then please go ahead and sign up for that. That information is also available. You can book your appointment directly from vaccinateulster.com and encourage folks to do that. One final update for the data wonks out there. We have updated our Ulster County COVID-19 dashboard to include our vaccination status and progress as a county. So I want to thank our team for doing that. So now, in addition to all the other metrics on our COVID-19 dashboard that we've had from the beginning, we also have our vaccination progress, which again is at 82.2% for adults in the county. That'll let you check in on that as well. So that was a lot, but those are the updates. In summary, we're making headway in containing the Delta variant, thankfully, and thanks to all of you. We have to continue that work, but most importantly, we have to really double and triple down on our vaccination progress and our booster shots and continue a robust testing program, especially for those that are unvaccinated, so that we can contain that risk and keep everybody healthy and safe. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the work we're doing here in the county to continue to lead in keeping our community safe, keeping our schools open safely, keeping our businesses operating, but also making sure that ultimately we don't lose any more of our residents, which I know we're all exhausted and heartbroken by. And that is the ultimate goal, driving all this work that we're doing. So we will keep doing that work. We'll keep driving through this pandemic, 18 plus months in now. And I appreciate you all. So our next update will be next week. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy and remain resilient through this, and we will see you soon.